How many times were you offered drugs, Ricky?
And we're live.
I think you need to re-ask that question.
All right, so
My
who
God,
is eating the
ankles.
damn shit?
It's obviously
All right.
Cyrus. Every time it's Cyrus.
God,
It's
okay.
not always me. It's sometimes. Shut up.
So if I just say strip tease now, is that how we're starting
I
this?
didn't
So we
realize
can
we were live.
All right.
It's
So
not
if
always
you're
me,
joining
it's
us,
sometimes-
welcome back. Sorry we've been gone for a while. Life things have gotten in the way a little bit. In addition to us being attacked by two wolves, so it's been crazy. But we're back and we're continuing our Lost Mines of Phandelver campaign. Since we've been gone for a while, I'll give a quick recap of what's happened over the past couple weeks, and by couple weeks I mean that we've actually been on. So after our band of adventurers, who are still nameless in group, got to Phandalin, they spent some time investigating, met up with local contacts, saw the Red Brands as more than just a simple nuisance, actually to be a pretty organized gang. They were offered assistance from multiple sources, from Darren Edermath to Sister Gareli to Lynene Greywind, and who is the last
Who
person?
the hell are all those people?
Elliot Thornton. All offered assistance to them in some way, shape, or form. Also gave them quests that they could pursue. But right now, you guys are following Darren Edermath and his quest to rid the town of Red Brand influence. He offered information on their hideout and their whereabouts in exchange for information about where they were, what they had, any items that you might find. Some of you traded more information than others to get what they wanted. Darren and his group attacked the Red Brands at the Sleeping Giant Inn and allowed you guys to sneak past and get up to the manor. You played Scooby-Doo doors for a little while, blowing up door handles, getting people injured, but having a good time at it. You also found your way into a wine cellar where two of you looked around and found bottles that stuck out from the rest. And you also did find a pair of large stone double doors that led to somewhere you're not quite sure. Also, one of the most important finds of the entire past few weeks is a coloring book that Sigurd found. It perhaps holds the clues to the entire campaign.
To the entire universe.
And that's where we'll jump into it.
And this scene is just sitting in the corner just coloring while we've been waiting for 4 weeks.
With
I hope
pretend crayons.
So you all find yourselves in the cellar of the Tressendar Manor.
So we already went down through the double doors?
No, we're in front of them, right?
No, we're in front of them. We went through the door that had the 2 locks on it.
And we don't know if the door is locked yet, correct? We haven't done anything with the door. We just have seen it, and that's where we stopped.
Yep.
Okay.
Before we see on these doors, should we go back and move bookcases out of the way? We talked about that for like 20 minutes last week, and then we never did it.
So we can flee in a hurry if we need to.
Holy cow, Zach! Where did that? You have the best memory ever. I forgot about that.
It's like one of the only things I wrote down.
Yeah, guys, who wants to go move some bookcases?
And then I rolled a 4.
Would you like to address that 4 at all, or would you like to?
Yeah, no, let's do that before we move.
Okay. So, how would you like to inspect your bottle that you found?
Taste it.
I want to roll a medicine check.
No, I mean, like, what do you physically want to do with the bottle? I mean, what
Taste
you guys have are 2 very dusty, bottles that have probably been sitting in this cellar for 20 plus years. You're not
You're
sure.
saying there's not a label on it.
I pull out.
So actually, you turn yours. There is a black label with a white script on it. However, it's under layers and layers of dust. You'd have to clean it to even get a look at it.
I cast. I'm not gonna say it right. Prestidigitation and clean the bottle off.
All right, so you cast Prestidigitation. All the dust is
Prestidigitation. That's all right.
from the bottle, and what you have in front of you is a smoky black glass bottle. And on it is a black label with white script that says, "Any port in the storm."
Any port in a storm?
Yep.
All I heard
Hey,
is
Carrick,
Johnny Walker.
do mine too. I've got an idea.
Oh wait, I do the same. I clean Matt's bottle too.
Whose bottle?
Sigurd's.
All right.
Any port in a storm?
Any port in the storm, yes. All right, so Sigurd, your bottle is cleaned right in front of you. Yours, however, does not have any script on it. So it does have a small label. It's a rectangular white label. It has a picture of what looks like a stone or boulder being cooked over a campfire. However, the boulder is mostly around this fire, and the light is kind of shining up and around it. But other than that, there is no script on it. However, the bottle is very interesting to you. It's not a dark black glass or a clear glass. It's actually a molten red color to it. And the red is also sort of like the picture. It's very bright red on the bottom and then gradually fades up to a smokier red color near the top of the bottle. Yours is sealed with wax around the top and there's a cork in it. Carrick, yours is not sealed with wax, but it does have a large cork coming out the top that you could get a grip on and pull out.
Do it. Pull
Carrick,
it
I've got
out.
an idea.
What?
I've got an idea, Carrick. I pull out my dagger and cast light on it with a bright white light, and I put it behind the bottle to see if I can get a better look at the liquid inside.
Oh, dope.
Okay.
I like it.
You do that and look at your bottle, but most of the light that comes through it's a full bottle. That's about all you can tell because it just turns red as the light passes through the bottle.
Crazy.
All right, I passed my bottle over a knife. That's only what happens.
So the smokiness of your bottle clears up a little, and you can see inside is a reddish liquid. Your bottle is also full. It does not appear to have been opened before.
Guys, if you want, I could empty my quiver and poke a hole in the bottom with my arrow, and we can play Slap the Quiver and fill it up with some wine and hang it from the ceiling.
Sigurd, can you give me a perception check, though?
Damn it, there's gonna be like a baby dragon in mine or something.
Yes! Dibs.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Okay.
Of
Now it
course,
has
when
to
it
be
doesn't
baby
fucking
dragon.
matter.
So while you're looking at yours, you notice something interesting. It's every once in a while, something passes over the light source that blocks the light coming through, and it roughly looks like large tea leaves that are just kind of floating throughout the liquid in your bottle.
Dude, that's Goldschlager. Don't do that.
I need some sort of implement to get mine open though. Mine's not a pull.
Yeah, you'd have to. You could probably carefully work it with a dagger.
All right. I'm gonna pull out. The dagger's already out.
Okay.
I'm gonna dim the light a little bit though, so I can see what I'm doing.
Sure.
And
So you take your time. I'm gonna need you to roll a dexterity check, but you slowly cut around the wax seal. You pull the top off.
If you cut your hand off.
You attempt to wedge the dagger into where the cork is.
I'll take a natural 1 on that, Eric.
Fantastic. So yeah, you
Don't let him drop it. At least not that.
You're working the dagger into the point, and it's not really coming loose. So you press a little harder, and you feel a crack. And as you do, you have a good grip on it, but the top of the bottle just shears through as your dagger comes through. You catch yourself in the hand, but manage to hold the bottle. But now there is no way you are getting it back sealed. You do drop some of the liquid on the ground. You do suffer 1 point of piercing damage.
Pound it.
But the bottle did shear at from the mouth through the neck, so it is open quite a bit on the side. And like I said, some of the liquid did come out.
Is there a cup lying around I can grab?
Roll a perception check. What you do notice is some of these very faded green leaves kind of trickle out with some of this deep, almost blood.
I got a 15.
Liquid. Carrick, you look around for a second. You find 2 dusty mugs on a shelf. You grab them.
Okay, I grab them. I use press
Yep.
to clean them, and then I put them underneath the bottle to catch any alcohol that's dripping from Sigurd's bottle.
Okay.
Can I smell it?
By the time you get back over there, Carrick, you get about 2-3 drops that kind of come off. And maybe it's from the bottle, maybe it's from the blood coming from Sigurd's hand. It's
worth the risk.
Tell at this point.
Taste it with your tongue.
So, what was that, Sigurd?
Can I smell it?
Yeah, sure.
Does it smell
Roll a perception check.
like food? Come on, 1. So
Marion, let's
22.
just go drink mine in the corner.
22.
Let's walk back to the shelf and we'll move it while we're drinking.
So, as you take a minute, you smell it. The first thing you realize, okay, it's not blood. It's a sort of thick, deep red liquid that isn't blood. But you get to smell it. You've actually smelled this before, but this is a stronger smell. It seems like the contents have aged quite some time and really come to perfection in this bottle. But it's a rich smell that smells a little like whiskey, but there's also an earthy plant smell to it as well. But it strikes you that it's very thick, thicker than a whiskey should be, and maybe the leaves and the plant that was in here has caused it to thicken up.
Carrick, you want to do a shot with me?
Who'd you ask?
Carrick?
Yeah.
Who's Carrick?
I pour what amounts to be a measurable amount of ounces into each glass.
Sure. So you pour out.
I have 2 cups already.
Cheers.
About a 1/6 of a bottle into each of these glasses. Did you guys both drink them?
Slam it.
Cool. I
No,
think
it's
both
yes,
have to make Constitution saving throws.
Yeah. I'm gonna die. That's unfortunate.
Roll a dice, Zach.
Oh, I thought he said Carrick was doing it.
I think both.
Yeah, you are Carrick.
Oh, that's right. 16.
I got a 4.
All right, Sigurd, I need you to roll a d8.
That's unfortunate. Wait, am I gonna turn into a spirit animal?
Oh shit! Yes,
I got a 1.
Okay.
spirit animal.
So Carrick, you take a sip and it hits your tongue, and it is a very, very powerful, strong whiskey taste that's kind of dulled a little by this. You actually, when you take a sip, you get one of the leaves kind of hits your tongue. So as this burning sensation starts filling your throat and the back of your mouth, this leaf hits the back of your tongue, and a cool, warm, cooling sensation follows the whiskey down. So it burns a bit and then just is cooled down. Sigurd, you aren't as lucky. You did not get a leaf. So as you take this, the warming sensation builds and builds and builds. And you suffer 1 point of fire damage as this whiskey travels from your throat to your stomach. Also,
this is a big cellar, right? Like, there's a bunch of bottles of wine all over the place.
yeah, some are broken, some have kind of soured with age. But yes, it is large. But also, Eric.
Uh-oh.
That's you.
For the next 1 hour, you have fire resistance. You take half damage from all sources of fire damage.
Dude, let's just go in.
Carrick, you're opening the doors first from now on.
How difficult would it be, being that we just got here, for me to go find where this bottle came from and see if there's another one?
Guys, I'm half thinking of lighting myself on fire just to test this.
Roll an investigation check.
Fire wine.
Also, I should have asked this before. Have I ever heard of any port in a storm since I've read the label?
Roll an intelligence check.
17.
All right, so looking around, you do manage to find, in the general area of where you picked up this one, a couple shelves down, you do find another bottle that looks very similar, dark red glass, same picture on the front. However, the ink in this picture seems less faded. This bottle looks newer than the one that you have right now.
All right, I'll just put it in my bag and save it.
Yep. You have it.
12.
You have heard of certain alcohols with a name like this, but it's mostly something that sailors have and seamen, that it's just represents a common drink that they have that could be a mixture of many different things. You don't think this is that.
Okay.
While this is going on, can I look over to Tanis and ask her to help me move some bookcases out of the way?
Yep, absolutely.
Tanis, you want to help me? Yay, okay. So we're going to go move some bookcases out of the way and clear those doorways out.
Okay, I curiously follow behind them just because I want to see if anything gets discovered as they're moving bookcases.
Sure.
Can I go check the stone doors to see if they're locked?
Yep. So you roll an investigation check. I need the other two. I need whichever one of you is trying to move the bookcase to roll.
I have fire resistance. Let's just do this.
To roll what, DM?
Strength check.
Got it.
Welcome, Carrick. I'm glad for you.
Do both of us roll that?
Yeah, we're both moving it.
Whoever's doing most of the work, the other one's just trying to help him out.
Mine's a 21, Eric.
I rolled. I'll say I'm doing it. I'm moving it. 18.
Cool. So you head out of the right doorway, let's say, out of the cellar, back through the office, open, the door, and immediately in front of there's some bookcases. You don't manage to get them completely out of the way of the door, but you manage to push them enough that you could, get the door open and get through if you needed to. There's not really a ton of room to move stuff around because the halls are also barricaded. So you can't get around to the one side. There's no way you can get there and push. So you kind of just try to rotate it and push it out of the way. But it is a very sturdy, large wooden bookcase.
Okay. And there's another one we have to move, right?
Also, Sigurd, what are you doing with your uncorkable bottle with alcohol still in it?
I just set it down when I poured the glasses. It's just chilling on the shelf.
If you drink it with the tea leaf, it's better.
I don't know that I want to take that chance again. I'm still a little hot inside.
You are not just a little hot inside. You are very, very warm.
Now,
But just inside.
But just inside.
do I have like I'm irradiated?
Somebody.
Like, would it appear that I may be like glowing?
You're not. But you do kind of you do. It's hard to see under your beard, but on your neck and your chest, you do feel a sort of a rash starting, and a little near your back, where just where the liquid went through you on the inside is where you're starting to form a rash.
Dude, when you have to pee that out, that's gonna be rough.
Is there any chance I've got flame breath now because mine didn't cool off?
Dude, if you have flame breath and I'm fire resistant,
You can certainly try. Roll a
What are you doing?
Constitution check.
I'm gonna try and blow fire at Carrick.
In here.
Okay.
dude,
I found
crit it.
Liz.
Crit it.
That's not gonna do it. I got a 7.
Okay, so you look at Carrick, and Carrick stands there ready. He's fire resistant. He's ready to take it, and you just belch right in his face. It is not a pleasant smell.
This is why they don't leave us alone.
All right, roll a strength check for the other bookcase.
You can take this one, Tanis. Move that shit.
Eric, my checking the
With
door
advantage, by the way.
was a 21.
So roll again.
11.
You put your weight into the bookcase. You attempt to move it, but you just get the sense that you have made it more stuck exactly where it is.
Can I come running up between her legs and try to help push since I see she's struggling?
Sure.
Between her legs?
Yeah. No, save it for me.
Roll a strength check with disadvantage.
Why don't we just go light them on fire?
Let's have Sigurd breathe on it again.
13.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you try to help, but it's not going anywhere. Some stuff that's farther down the hallway kind of falls on top of it and kind of wedges it. It's not going anywhere.
Sorry, Lady Tanis, I tried. I know I'm pretty weak and tiny here, but
Hey, I appreciate all the help.
Eric, you investigate the door. It doesn't appear to be locked, but there is a mechanism that opens it. There's two kind of pegs in the wall, and it looks like if you were to pull one of these pegs out, the door is on a slight slope, so it would slowly slide the door away into a recess in the wall.
All right, and we head back into the double doors with everyone.
So, but when you pull this pin out, it doesn't come completely out. It wouldn't come completely out of the wall. There is a track for it to move along the wall because it looks like that's how you would have to push on that to actually get the door shut again.
The door would slide open to get it shut. We'd have to push it back up the track.
Mm-hmm.
okay. So, since we entered back into that room, I'm going to take place somewhere behind a barrel of wine, if I can, since I know that the other door fired some fire at me last time it was opened.
Sure.
Are we, so, how do you open this door, Carrick? I saw you checking it out.
There's pegs in it, and when you pull the peg, the door will slide back along a track.
Varian pulls the peg over on the track as he says it.
All right. So as you pull
On what side? I'll pull the other one.
Left
so
side.
you both pull the
Right
pegs
side.
out. And as you do the doors, you hear it. And now you've got about a 5-foot opening in front of you as these two doors slide out of the way. All right, both roll perception checks.
Perception. Hey, it's a good dice today. 19.
If you don't stop digging in that, I'm gonna turn
22.
Damn.
Ding!
You see everything.
All right, so I'm just gonna say the two of you step out of the doorway. Can you guys see the map?
Yep.
Cool. So the two of you step out of the doorway, and now you are on a landing. It opens up into a room. There are 2 torches in this room that are lit right now. They do look like they've been burning for quite some time, however. You see, Carrick, you're on the left, and what you see is there's a set of steps that lead down to your left, and on the opposite side of Varian, there's another set of steps that lead down to the right. They lead down to another set of landings, and then stairs lead down to the floor, which is between 15 and 20 feet below where you're standing right now. It is a stone floor with cobbles. It's kind of hourglass shaped, so the room, the landings are there, and then some walls come in and pinch your view, and then go farther into the room another 25 feet. There is a slow sound of water trickling. There is what appears to be a natural spring that's coming up through the wall into a bowl, and the water's flowing off of it into a pool that's 10 feet by 15 feet. It's very clear water. As the doors open, there's a draft of wind that comes through. It's very cold down here. Not necessarily uncomfortably cold, but you now notice it. You are getting underground. It's cold. There are some barrels on the far side of the room. On the farthest wall, you can see off to your right is a small wooden door. And then also down underneath the landing to your right, there's another door. So I'll point those out. So there's a door here and a door here. And there are barrels in this area that you can see. The pool is here with the fountain right here that just is overflowing in a waterfall.
So before we go, I kind of look back towards the group before, and do we want to break those pegs off so we can't get locked in here? Can we see if we can open the doors from the inside? Is it pegs sticking out from the other side too?
There is a set of pegs on this side. Mm-hmm. It looks like whatever the locking mechanism is, this peg is allowed to slide in the door. So it's a probably 10-foot long. I mean, when I say peg, it's probably 10 feet long.
Okay.
And it's been slid, into the wine cellar room that you were in, and it has the same kind of track pattern. So when the door went back, the pegs are farther away from you now. But it looks like, if one person stood on this side, one person stood on the other, you could push it back and pull the peg through.
Gotcha.
It doesn't look like it'd be easy to relock these doors with one person from the other side.
Gotcha.
But I mean the stone doors are probably 3-4 feet thick. I mean, they are very large. They may be hollow on the inside, you don't know.
While we're standing there, I'm like, hey, look it, and I wave my hand in and out of torch real quick and go, look it, fire resistant.
Whoa. I'll take the torch off the
wall. You still take 1 point of fire damage.
Worth it.
You're not immune to fire, you just take damage from it.
In his mind, he is.
Yeah. All that
Um,
matters is what's up here.
I'll start making my way down the stairs to that first landing.
Okay.
I'll take a torch and go the other way.
Cool. What's everybody else doing?
You have the door on your side, Varian, right?
Yeah, on the bottom.
Or
Yeah, I
directly-
have to go down one more set of stairs to get down there.
Well, I'll go all the way down to the bottom because we're just on another landing right now, aren't we?
Yeah.
You guys are down at the bottom. What's everybody else doing?
Have we seen any of this? Or are they the only two that have seen what's going on yet?
I mean, you've seen them like pick up torches, walk through the door, and stuff like that.
Guys, you coming?
Following.
Also, guys, I'm not fire resistant completely, in case you were wondering.
Yep. That's it.
I'll follow, and then when I catch sight of the pool, go tearing past Carrick and bury my head in it and try to drink as much as possible.
Okay.
I look towards Carrick and be like, "What's wrong with the dwarf?" Spelled D-O-R-F.
Can't handle his booze.
Shit. Sigurd, why
You
don't
just gotta
you
wipe some sand out down there.
perception check with advantage?
Roll a what?
Perception check with advantage.
Dude, if you see a mermaid, I'm gonna freak out.
It's probably going to be a land shark, but in the water. So a water shark.
A Sharknado.
15.
Yeah, okay. God, this sucks.
Oh,
So as you put your head underwater, you notice there's a small. It kind of looks like a satchel, kind of hanging from a peg underneath the water, directly underneath where you put your head in the water.
Can I reach it?
Yes, can.
I'm going to grab the... Wait.
wait,
It
I can
feels
use
like a
mage
shark.
hand. Well, I don't know what's there.
How much does it... Fuck it. I grab it.
Okay. So you grab it and pull it up.
Guys, look what I found. Also, my throat feels better.
Barely.
I walk up to Sigurd to see what he found.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's in the satchel?
I don't know.
I'd like to enter the room so that I can see what's going on.
Roll an investigation check there, Sigurd.
Watch this be the coloring book.
13.
13. Okay, so you inspect the satchel, you open it up, and it appears that it has some sort of magic that waterproofs it.
Waterproof satchel.
Because the contents inside are completely dry.
Oh my god.
What you find on the inside is a set of travel clothing, sized for a human. You find 50 golden pence.
Damn.
Yum.
You find also 2 small potion vials. One of them is a deep red liquid with a silvery sheen to it, silvery specks inside. When you shake it, the silver specks swirl. You're pretty sure you've seen a potion like this before. The other one, however, is interesting. It seems like there's a liquid in there, but you can't see it. When you pick it up, it's more than it should if it were empty. And when you tilt it back and forth, you do hear a slight sloshing noise.
Invisible ink. Do I recognize either one of these liquids?
Kalen, where you at?
Galen, your assistance is required.
Well, I'm standing right here.
Yeah, I want the older model. She nutted that frog.
Eric comes back with a wig.
What was that?
Oh shit. All right, screw it. Carrick.
Oh, she's here.
Ah, she's here.
She comes over to you.
No, me.
Kaylin, I found a waterproof satchel. Yeah, I'm keeping that, by the way. And some human claws. Keeping those too. And
You're not even a
You
human.
can't fit into them.
hey. And I found 1 gold pence. And there was some money in there. And I also found this weird bottle. And it feels like there's liquid in it, but I don't see anything. Can you help me out with that?
Sure. Can I see it?
Sure.
So roll an investigation. Actually, roll the.
Hands getting
Arcana.
tired. Okay, that's literally the same thing. Alright. 21.
Okay. So he hands you this vial. You kind of look at him quizzically because it looks like he's handing you an empty vial.
Okay.
However, when you get it, it weighs more than an empty vial would in an empty bottle.
Okay.
You can hear liquid in it, but you can't see it. You have heard of this type of thing before. You're fairly certain that it is a potion of invisibility. Yep.
Well, without testing this, I believe it's a potion of invisibility, which makes sense given the fact that we can't see it. There's definitely something in here.
Awesome. Can I hold on to it? I feel like it might come in use later because I'm not very stealthy.
So, what you know of...
Well, it won't help you with stealth necessarily unless you are standing still. I'll still be able to hear you.
Well, if you don't
You
mind,
take all your armor off, though.
I'd like to hold on to it anyways.
That's fine.
Guys, I'm a little confused why there would be a satchel in this pond. Wait, what is this? Waterfall? Waterfall.
It's a pool.
It's like a
Cool.
collecting pool for a natural spring.
Anybody find it odd that there's this satchel chilling in this random pool underwater?
It's almost like it was made for us to find.
Yeah, that concerns me a little bit.
Or made for someone to find.
I was gonna say, to be fair, who could have predicted you'd stick your face in the pool?
Well, I drank fire dragon something, and it hurt. Don't judge me, Tannis.
Obvious chain of events.
Do I know if a potion of invisibility would work on inanimate objects? Or just people? Or if I pour it on something, would it?
So if you poured it on something, it would have no effect. You would waste the potion. It has to be
Has to be drunk.
drank.
I'm gonna check out the door underneath the stairs.
Like you said, there were
See if there's
barrels
any
in the
that's
room,
locked.
right?
Yes, there are barrels.
I'm gonna go check on the barrels and see if there's anything there.
Figured we could always try it on Cyrus and see what happens.
You know, I'll take that one. I'll take that.
Did you just call her an inanimate object? No.
Let's
I called her the most expendable of our party.
let's wait to
Even
see if we
better.
find the situation that
Or at
matters.
least the one I don't like.
So you go check out the door. Roll investigation to see if.
Ricky, while he's doing that, can I roll some sort of check to see if I can piece together in my mind why all these things would have been combined together in a satchel?
12 on investigation.
Sure. Roll an intelligence check. Varying the door does not appear to be locked.
Eric, what should I roll to check the barrels?
Investigation. Which side do you want to check?
I'll go left. I'm already over there.
I guess I can come through and check the other side then. If there's more barrels over there.
Yep.
I got a 21, Eric.
So both of you roll investigation checks.
I opened the door.
Okay. Cool. Both of you roll investigation checks, and then I'll get to the door opening.
Eric, mine was a 21.
Mine was a 2.
Okay. So, Carrick, you go over to the barrels, you open them up, you look. It's sort of general supplies. You've got some foodstuffs, some grain. There's a barrel that's got ale in it. There's corn. There's vegetables, produce, that kind of thing. It looks like foodstuffs. Lady Tanis, you on the other side, however, are being very loud in your search. Rummaging through stuff, trying to find valuables, trying to figure out what's going on. You don't really find anything that interests you at all, but you threw some food around and you found some water. It wasn't very interesting. What is interesting is when Varian goes through this door. So, Varian, what you have in front of you is a large, 10-foot wide, ornate corridor. So it has what most of the floor has been composed of cobbles and stonework that's kind of been worked flat. However, in this area, it is marble. A marble floor that's been polished. It's ornate, decorated, 10 feet wide. You look down the hallway, there's a grand set of double doors at the end of the hallway that look like they open up into the next area. There are pillars carved into the walls on the sides of the hall every 10 feet or so. The whole kind of area looks like a processional area for some sort of ceremony, or you're not really sure what it's for, but it is beautiful.
Who's up at the door right now, or still hasn't entered?
That would be me.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Lady Tanis, can you give me a quick perception check?
I can. I don't know how well it's going to go with my rolling this evening, but I can definitely try.
It's a roll on the paper.
You gotta be so judgy.
Always.
7.
7. Okay, as you are rummaging through these barrels, what you did not notice was the door on your left opening slightly, and through it bursts someone wearing a red cloak, and they take a swing at you. Come on. A 9 against AC?
I have more than that.
Correct. I'm aware.
Correct.
They're still a little drunk.
Eric, are those stairs on the sides?
Yeah, there's 2 set of stairs right when you enter, one to the left.
Okay, and I DC'd for a little while, so has anybody gone up them yet?
Down them.
Down them.
We'll
Down.
down the room.
We're all on the bottom.
Yeah, so that's going down to the bottom, those 2 sets of stairs that you're next to.
To where you are?
Yeah. No, to where the rest of us are.
Mm-hmm. I went through, there's a little square box between the 2 staircases. That's a door. I went through that door.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to go down the stairs then and join everybody.
Not yet. You're not. But okay.
Oh, yeah. Alright, so the follower thing works, Sigurd. You just popped up on the screen and it was great.
Oh no, I missed it.
Let's see.
Now I have a reason
Thanks
to
for the
watch
follow,
this
Jenna
stream.
Gamerson.
Hey, I have a whole bunch of food stuff. Do I need to take any of that for us?
I'm collecting stuff for a soup.
Well, there's lots of corn and veggies over here.
I currently have beans and grain.
Did no one notice that I got swung at, or is this just sort of like I'm in my own corner by myself?
Everyone's kind of just talking as this is happening,
I
but
can see.
yes,
I'm
no.
eating right now. You called your own problems.
And vegetables, me getting swung at, it's totally cool.
It's a attack of advantage, so no.
It is. Yes.
You didn't even see it. So Zach and I are still talking about what we're gonna put in our soup later. Zach, give me you got some corn and maybe like a rutabaga?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Do me 2 rutabagas and 2 handfuls of corn, and then I'll put them in my pouch.
Good.
Okay.
So I have another swing that's kind of. So this guy, it's a man with a long flowing hair. He does get the jump on you, but he wasn't expecting you to be so armored, as his 2 swords just sort of scrape against your armor, dealing no damage. So let's have everybody roll for initiative.
Do I know this is happening? Do I roll for initiative?
I mean, I'm not even in the room with you guys, so am I also?
It's too late for me to
You're
go
gonna-
my bag with food before I roll for initiative.
I can't hear you because Zach keeps talking over you.
Yes, you do.
And you're standing on the landing in our room. You're just a level above us.
I would say probably you better than most everybody can see what's happening.
Jeff's
Yeah,
I
you're
mean,
about,
I missed all that because my internet cut out. Sorry.
you're about 20 feet above the axis. Okay, so 20, 25.
23.
Do I add to mine? Do I add?
your
to mine?
initiative.
15 to 20.
Love it.
10 to 15.
One of
So I
our
got a 15,
What was that, Terrence?
13.
14.
What are your guys' decks?
-1.
No, the
No?
base score.
Wait,
Underneath it.
9.
Yeah.
Can I be getting food right now?
I got a
No,
Quickly.
hold the root Vegas.
Ditto. I got a 10.
I got a 13.
Yay! I got the good initiative for once.
And that leaves who?
Oh, I got a 5.
Oh.
There it is. Very end. Sorry.
Is he?
Okay, so Cyrus, what you've seen is out of this far door. The door opened up, and you've got a. I mean, you can't see into the room, but you can see there's a red brand, 2 swords in hand, coming at Lady Tanis. You're up.
Okay, and that's all I can see.
Yep.
About how far away from me is that? Can I reach it with my bow?
You're talking about 45, 50 feet.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna ready my bow and take a shot.
Okay. At this angle, you will have disadvantage. You could potentially move to your left 15 feet to have a clear shot.
I am going to move to my left 15 feet and have a clear shot.
Cool. So you move down
Can I
the
be
stairs
getting
quickly.
vegetables while this is happening?
All right. So roll your attack.
Okay, I got over. Just hold on, and I'll get him from you after this. Let's smoke this dude.
20.
20 does hit. Roll for damage.
Oh wait, but I don't have disadvantage anymore, correct?
You don't. No.
Hey.
It was 20 total, right?
Yeah, 20 total. 7.
7. All right. So you rush down the stairs. You see the guy attacking. You pull out your bow. You take a shot with your arrow. So Tanis, you're kind of starting to ready yourself, finding your weapon, and you feel like an arrow just whiz past you, and it hits and strikes the red brand in the shoulder. You can see him kind of wince, grab his shoulder for a second, and ready himself for attack. Kaylin, we're up.
You just run into the door.
Yes.
I wasn't thinking about what I was.
Real quick side note, DM, your cam when you stand up close to your table is total crotch cam, and you've been grabbing your crotchal region a few times. Okay? Just so you know, we've had a couple of viewers not mention it. So either tilt your cam up a little or stay away from your crotchal region.
Or they're mentioning it, so that's just keeping them wrapped in.
I will remember that.
That's the striptease portion of the.
Is that not how we're supposed to get viewers?
I thought that's what we were doing.
Kaylin,
Yeah,
you
I
stalled.
know. Don't I have like a something better than? Is prestidigitation or magic missile the only thing I have that?
No, you've got your cantrips.
I know, but that's the only
Yeah.
spell I have.
Yes, I believe.
You don't have any spell slots left?
Yeah, I thought I had something else. Okay, I'm gonna cast Spray of Frost on him then.
Okay. That's a ranged magic attack.
It is a ranged magic attack.
Okay.
Sorry, it's this +5 then, right? 8.
Okay, so you pull back some cold energy and you let it loose at the red brand. You miss high and you hit the door frame as a sheet of ice starts to form on the door frame.
Good, I froze them in. And then I'm gonna walk around to the other side of the pool near Carrick.
Here?
Sure.
Cool.
I can get some veggies.
All right, Tanis.
I have been readying my great axe while all this was happening, and I will take a swing at the dude.
Interesting. Okay.
I like how you didn't hesitate this time after you charged him.
Bite me, asshole. Which one do I do for this?
Roll to attack first.
Okay.
Wow!
20.
Natural.
Natural 20. Okay. Double your dice and roll for damage.
So now
I like how people are watching us right now live.
the D12.
That is what this whole thing is about. Okay, that's what we've been doing for 7 weeks straight.
Oh, I thought I just had to be streamed afterwards.
No.
Roll it twice or just double the result.
Roll it twice.
So roll it twice and then add the modifier after that. Unfortunately.
I love you, Carrick.
There you go.
Do I have all that together?
Yeah.
15.
15. Okay. So you turn on your attacker and you bring your axe down, and it comes and it hits the guy high in the shoulder or neck region, and comes neck shot, and it cleaves straight through. And you get about 10, 12 inches in this diagonal strike into his torso before your axe stops and you pull it out, and he falls limply to the ground across some of the barrels that you were strewing about. At this point, you can see that there are 2 more figures in red cloaks waiting inside the room to get out. Would you like to move, or what are you doing?
I would like to yell back to warn everybody, and then I step out of the way so that someone else can come through and help.
All right, so you're going to step back a couple paces. Okay. Carrick, what are you doing? Also, to anybody who's watching, thanks for hanging out. I'll try to clean it up a little.
You can't contain that thing sometimes, though. I mean, it's just got a mind of its
Mind
own.
of its own.
Unless you don't want me to, and let me know. All right, Carrick, what are you doing?
I can't go directly across the pool, can I? It's too deep. I have to go around.
I mean, you could swim for it.
Swim for it.
I hate swimming. We know this. I'm gonna come around to the right side of the pool. Can
Here?
Yeah. Do I have enough movement to do that and still take a shot?
Yeah, you can get here. And you can kind of see over Tanis' shoulder.
Okay, I have a clear line of fire over her.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Ray of Frost at the.
Wait, isn't that what I did? Imagine that.
I don't want to use the spell thing yet. Can I see what kind of weapons each one of them has?
I mean, at a quick glance, it looks like they've both got.
Something cool just happened.
Yes.
Don't shut up.
Tannis just broke something. Tannis just threw a ball and broke something.
Tanis did hashtag sports.
Anyway.
I'm gonna Ray of Frost at the guy in the back, Eric.
Roll for attack.
It's probably gonna suck. Yes, get it. I have +5 attack. Yeah, 24.
Yeah, 24 does hit. Roll for damage.
Probably gonna be like a 3 now.
Matt, get a hat that has the
Is
flag, the
damage
USA
still
flag on it.
D12?
No, it's a D8, right?
D10, I believe. Or D8.
4.
4. Okay. All right. So you pull back a bit of cold energy, and you send it through the doorway. As you do, you see it hits the red brand in the stomach, and the ice starts to emanate and start encasing his torso. As that happens, though, he decides that he's going to rush forward.
As I hit him, could I whisper at Kaylin? That's how you do it.
Yes.
I'm all the way over here. I can't hear you.
I'm standing right behind you.
So no, she's right here.
Oh, that's right. No, she moved. Okay, then I yell it loud enough so she can hear it.
So you see the red brand now. Tanis charging you, and as he gets about 5-10 feet away, you can see him start to slow down as the ice now starts to work its way down. It appears that he just didn't have enough steam to get to you.
Yep, get some.
However, the other red brand has no problem. Runs up to you, both swords drawn. I have a 14 against AC.
I still have more than that.
What is your AC?
17.
Jeez. Okay. With the second sword,
It's like he wants us to die or something.
That's why I'm standing behind her.
I want to make it interesting. So the first sword just sort of rakes across your armor. The second blow comes in. It's a left-handed strike. And you just smack it out of the way with your axe.
Get out!
This is why we put the fighter
Sigurd.
first.
Sigurd's up.
Yep.
So, I see me. I was drinking. I see
Fire breath. Fire breath.
Tanis is technically, I guess, behind me based on my orientation.
Yes.
And then Dingle Dip is behind her.
Yeah.
Yep.
So how far am I from the two? It's hard to tell how many squares there are there.
There's one right here. You're
Oh,
about
just one. Oh, so I'm basically on top of them. Okay. Um,
You'd have to make a little jump to avoid the water if you wanted to move into that spot, but it's not very far.
can I? Did we determine how they were equipped?
They look like they've got two swords of some sort of make and dark colored leather armor.
We're gonna get crazy.
Fire breath.
Can I? Is readying my is my shield? My shield's probably not out, is it?
No, it's you probably have it on.
Okay. I'd like to pull out one of my hand axes.
You pull one off your belt.
Yeah. And I'm gonna chuck it at the one that's like across the pool, basically.
Yep. Roll your attack.
18.
18 does hit. Roll for damage.
Uh, 4.
All right. So the one that's kind of frozen in place and isn't moving, you take out your hand axe and you see the opportunity as he slows. You throw it. As you do, your aim is a little lower than you might like, but it hits him in the thigh and just digs in through the leather armor. You can see him kind of reach down for his leg as the ice is slowly creeping down and try to pull the axe out. He manages to get it free and drops it to the ground. As he does, blood just flows down his leg. Would you like to move?
Can I get behind him? No, because I'd be. Never mind. Never mind.
I mean, you could swim for it.
Yeah. Not with a shield. Is the shield big enough to be a small boat?
You can certainly try.
Seems bad. I'm just gonna back up one square towards. I'm assuming Kalen.
Okay.
And turn to face both of them so that I'm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Varian, you're in this ornate hallway. You have heard a shout come from Lady Tanis saying that they're under attack. What are you doing?
No, I thought I would hear Carrick yelling towards Galen. Okay.
Whichever one you want to choose, it's cool either way.
All right, I'll head back into the room to see what's going on.
Okay. As you get into the room, you see the scuffle. You see two red brands. One who looks kind of hurt, the other who is ready for a fight, and you see one slain red brand on the ground.
I just kind of talk out. What did you guys do? And then I pull out my bow, knock it with an arrow, and then I try to find the best position I can to get a clear shot.
Okay, you are in that spot.
We're trying to have a box social.
Marianne, what's your quiver doing right now?
Is there still a hole in it?
Get out of here, guys. All right. I'll shoot my longbow. Who am I shooting?
The far one, the one that has the ice around him, the one that's had the axe in the leg.
So
the guy who's been having a rough time.
He's looking pretty grim. All right, yeah. So I'll knock the arrow, shoot the bow, or shoot the arrow.
Yep.
I'll just throw the bow at him.
20 does hit. Roll for damage.
Oh, it's a bear.
7.
It's such
He's
a cute
so
puppy.
Second. Right. So you knock your arrow. You space in between two of your companions. You let the arrow loose. Arrow hits him right in the eye.
What? That's not right.
He doesn't even have time to let out a scream. He doesn't even know he's dead as he falls to the ground. That brings us back to the top. Cyrus.
Can I see the guy from where I'm at?
Not even close.
If I jump down onto Varian, will I potentially hurt myself or him?
There's really only one way to find out.
Alright, well, I would like to hastily move down the stairs, I think, because I'm not in the best of shape, to where I have line of sight to the last guy that we know of.
Okay.
Hats.
Actually, can I reach him to melee attack, or is it too far?
She only gets 25.
Yeah, I know. You could try, but it would require you to jump on top of Varian or past Varian.
Okay, no, that's fine. I'll take out my short bow.
Okay.
Damn, my boot was about to come unlaced when you tried, and I was gonna bend over and tie it. I was so ready.
I mean, I would roll like a natural 1 and fall off and fall on my head or something, so, you know. Alright. Well, that sucks. I have 10.
So you knock an arrow, you let it fly, it clacks against the wall right behind your target. Kaylin.
This is the guy who's still mostly healthy, right?
Yeah, unscathed, it would appear.
Alright, I'm gonna cast Magic Missile.
Okay.
All 3 of them.
Roll for damage.
Did you take all my people?
I did not.
Oh yeah, bring in the big stick.
I wonder what Carrick's gonna do if he survives.
Which one of these would you like?
Well,
I don't need an automatic hit to do my work for me.
Okay, Magic Missile!
Plus 1 to each.
That's 8, 9, 10, 11 plus 3 is 14.
Holy hell.
I got a 3 and 2 4s on D4s.
Alright, so, you...
That's clutch. Did you just pew?
Pew pew pew!
Alright, so
Missiles from my fingers.
yeah, sure. So you pull back, and as you do, you create 3 long arching tendrils, and then you do this motion, and you fire them out from your fingertips. As they do, they race through the air in a direct line, stabbing through the leather armor into the chest section of this red man.
And I was like, that's how it's done.
and with the shooter McGavin.
So as they all hit, you can see the red brand stagger back against the wall, take 2 deep breaths, and then pull off the wall. Swords sort of at the ready. They're crouched over a little in pain. Tanis, you are up.
I guess I'll move forward and smack the dude with the. Let's go. Doesn't matter. Let's go. Well, I already have the great axe out. Let's do great axe again. It served me well last time.
Sure. Roll your attack.
This dude's still standing?
Yeah.
He's a badass. Leave him alone.
She's
She's a badass. Leave her alone.
Does it really matter when they're about to be dead?
So,
Plus the number next to that weapon.
maybe.
so 21.
Yeah, maybe they're still deciding what they want to be.
Roll for damage.
I just understood what you said.
Oh, fuck.
14.
Alright, so this time instead of coming overhead, you feint the overhead strike and bring the blade horizontally across her stomach. As you do, you barely feel the resistance of armor as it just slices straight through. You turn away before her guts just kind of spill on the ground and she crumples in front of you. All right.
There's a door on the side that I'm on too, right?
No, it's just
The door I went through, and then the door the red
There's
bird came out of.
yeah. There's a torch
Okay.
sconce
Okay.
over by you though.
Are we no longer in initiative?
No, you are not. All
I
you
adjust my hands and go, now that that's settled, I go back to my vegetables.
I go recover my hand axe and loot the body that I threw it into.
I'm gonna go recover some arrows.
I'm going to get 4 handfuls of corn, 2 for me, 2 for Sigurd, just 2 rutabagas, and I'm going to take 5 potatoes.
All right, you have all that stuff.
Give me a potato.
Oh, and 6 potatoes, 1 for Sigurd.
Sure.
I don't want to oversalt the stew.
All right, so Sigurd, I need you to roll an investigation check to kind of loot the bodies, see what's there.
Walk around the bodies and like look behind the door, make sure there's nobody else there.
Roll an investigation check.
That's a 3.
10.
Okay, so Sigurd, you find your hand axe. That's about it. You go into a room, and what it looks like is a small, sort of just like a rest area. It's not really a barracks so much. It's not really a guard post either. It's just kind of a hangout. It could have been a storeroom at one point. There's barrels all along one side of the wall. There's a makeshift table set up on, which is really just half a door set up on a barrel, where there's kind of cards and some money laid out. There was apparently some gambling going on, and then there's two bunk beds in there as well.
Okay, I'm gonna go pick up some money.
Okay, sure. You go over there. You find about 27 silver.
Out 25.
Yeah, 27.
I back into the rest of the group in the room, let them know that there's this really cool hallway over here. I kind of like make my way over back towards the hallway.
Sure.
What's so cool about it?
Come and see.
Never as cool as advertised.
I'll go Wes.
So, Lady Tannis, as you get into the hall, it is as cool as advertised. It's an immaculate hallway, polished marble floor, with pillars on the walls about every 10 feet. And those are also encased in marble if they're not marble themselves. There is some gold filigree along the ground. There's a center section which is painted a deep crimson color that runs the length of the hall.
How hard is it to get the gold scraped up off the ground?
Would you like to try?
Yeah.
All right, roll a strength check.
I elbow Tannis and like, cool, huh? Yeah, yeah.
It's probably going to go well, but let's see what happens.
Carrick still has to go across the room to roll his
I
die.
feel like strength is not one of my skills.
Would you
I rolled a 16 without any additions because I don't think I have any. Yeah, 16.
Yeah. Yeah, so you kind of take a dagger and you stick it under, you try to get another filigree and you just, there's no way that's going to lose.
Is there anything on the walls? Or any sort of door or anything?
Yeah, so at the far end, there's a large set of double doors that also have a marbling to them, in the same kind of filigree, and there's red painted sections on it. On the walls, There are spots where it looks like at one point maybe portraits hung. There are large rectangular areas where in the stone where something could be set, but there's nothing there.
Sure.
And actually, Tannis, why don't you roll an intelligence check?
Was I able to find any arrows?
Roll investigation.
14.
You were able to salvage 2 of them. One, you found one of yours, and you found the one that Varian put into a guy.
An 11 on intelligence.
Okay, so I mean, you're kind of familiar with what this is. This is kind of the ornate stonework that might be in a family crypt. You've seen similar types of work at your previous family estate. This is the kind of where they would lead. The procession would come down into this area, and the majority of the procession could stay out in the main room with the pool, kind of sit around while the family would go into this nicer area and take the body to its final resting place.
Hey, do we want to go check out those doors at the end of the very cool as advertised hallway?
I do love doors.
Crypt. You can say crypt because that makes it creepier and weird.
That was not my goal, but sure, we want to check out the doors to the crypt.
Yeah,
Always
piss
down
up
for
that thing.
doors.
That's a great idea.
Walk towards the door.
You do?
Yep.
Anybody going with him? Okay, so you guys walk down the hallway. What's everyone else doing?
I'm still in that other room.
You're still checking stuff out?
Yeah.
You too?
Okay, Kaylin,
I'm gonna head into the hallway.
is there a door in your room?
I don't know. Is there? I was going to ask.
You look around, there is not a door.
No.
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 Were all 3 bodies looted, Ricky?
You went from body to body, kind of checking for stuff. But like you
I'll
said,
follow him down the hallway.
okay. So you're gonna follow a couple steps behind them down the hallway.
Can I look a little more in the room?
Sure. What are you
See if
looking
there's
for?
any like documents or
Sure. Roll an
anything
investigation
that
check.
would help us. 13.
Okay. You look around. There's documents. There's not really anything in there. There's no maps. There's no. I mean, this looks like a place where people would sleep off their drunkenness, kind of thing. It's an old storeroom.
Okay. Then I will go back out.
Kaylin, are there any art supplies in that room with you?
If you want to use people's vomit for paint, I suppose.
Chris. Is that Cyrus standing in the hallway over here? The green?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's going towards the other hall.
I wanna walk up behind her super sneaky and try to cast light on her left shoe. But make it bright pink.
Sure. Roll a stealth check. And Cyrus, roll a perception check.
I got a 7.
With disadvantage?
Oh, a disadvantage? I missed that.
You always have disadvantage on stealth.
I got a 5.
I got an 8.
Oh gosh.
Damn it!
Alright, so Cyrus, as you're walking, you can kind of hear this clinking noise behind you. Clink, 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 as the rustle of chain links on each other and metal boots hitting the floor.
Can I, since I'm well aware of his prankish ways, and I can assume that it is him due to the clinking, can I pull out my sword and just kind of take the butt of it and just kind of hit him in the gut as he sneaks up behind me?
You should have invisibility
Yeah, sure.
potion.
Roll an attack.
An attack?
Yeah, roll an attack.
Okay. I'm not trying to hurt him. 12.
That doesn't hit
12
my
against
AC.
AC?
No.
All right, so you're sneaking up behind her, and you see her start to move. You instinctively put your shield up, and the butt of your sword just smashes into a shield behind you, and a wooden a clunk noise.
Awesome.
And then her foot turns pink.
Is that still happening?
I'm just gonna say nice try, dwarf.
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 All right, so I'm gonna have Varian and Lady Tanis roll dexterity saving throws.
Yeah, let's do it.
What did you do?
Before I go into the creepy crypt, can
18.
I put on my proton pack?
Sure. Yes.
I can do that?
No.
Just say that. That doesn't change.
Oh, I got a 1.
Cool. So, Varian, you are just a half step behind Lady Tanis as the two of you are walking forward. And so when her foot hits the floor that's designed to crumple, and she falls forward, you do not step, and you watch as she tumbles.
Tanis, you would hold in the ground.
Can I try to grab her?
Roll a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage.
Am I close enough to help, or
15
That's with disadvantage?
with disadvantage.
That's pretty good. But you manage to get your hand on her, but she slips through.
No.
Lady Tanis, you hit the bottom of the floor not so gracefully, suffering 8 points of bludgeoning damage as you hit the ground 20 feet below you.
For sure.
I feel like we've been through this before. Guys, I have 2 feet of rope.
So Lady Tanis, you fall to the ground, and Carrick runs up and says, "I have 2 feet of rope."
I'm just gonna sort of groan back at this point in time, I think.
I'll come up and throw my most of my 34 feet of rope down to her and hold on to the other end.
How far down did you say it was?
20 feet.
I still have the harness, guys. Do we want to use it?
Does this hole block the entire
It'd be
hallway, or
easier
can
to
you walk
lift her
around the
up.
sides?
There is a section along the sides. It's about a foot and a half wide that has not crumbled. And it looks like there are 2 sturdy timbers underneath where you could walk.
I guess as I'm still recovering, I'll look around to make sure nothing else dangerous down here with me.
Okay.
I'll every other movie ever.
Like a pissed
Investigation.
off raccoon.
Yes, a very evil raccoon is exactly what I'm afraid of.
You don't want the rabies.
Am I doing investigation?
Investigation.
12.
12. Okay. You look around. It appears to just be a hole that has been dug 20 feet down. There is a slight portion at the top where it looks like it's been dug at an angle so that they could remove a stone and dig down into the area and dig the hole underneath the marble work above.
Sure.
It really looks like it was a trap that could only work one time. They're not going to be able to reconstruct that stonework.
I'm
Does
the
it-
lucky one.
Does it spread over the length of the hallway, or is it just in?
It
I
is
can't really see.
10 feet long by almost 10 feet wide. It almost covers the entire width of the hallway.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The width, not the length. Yeah. Okay.
So to get to the door, though, they're going to have to cross over it.
Correct.
There's a
But
foot and a
there
half.
is a
There's
section
a pathway.
and a half on the sides. that you can do.
Right. I was just thinking if it'd be better for you guys to go across. If we're gonna go across anyway, it'd be better to go across and see and then lift me up, or if it's better to lift me up now. I mean, why waste the energy lifting me up so then I have to walk
We just
across?
want to give you a chance to conquer the hole by crossing it.
True. We've seen how graceful I am.
Throwing back in its face. You and holes in the ground. We want to give you a chance to redeem.
Sure. Sure.
You said there's wall sconces on the sides of this room.
There are marble pillars. However, there are no torch locations throughout the length of this hallway.
So there's nothing we could throw a rope over to help us shimmy.
No, not really.
Got a foot and a half. I'll put my back up against the wall and slide across one of the planks on the side, the foot and a half plank.
I'm gonna run past him and do it before he can.
Oh yeah, this is where everyone dies.
All right, roll a dexterity check.
Who?
You.
Can one of you take one end of the rope with you while you're doing this, just in case, so you can tie it off on the other side?
I have rope if I need it.
22.
Yeah, I mean you quickly skirt around him and run across pretty nimbly and get across the other side.
Okay.
Seems like a
And
dangerous
can I look on the
choice.
other side? I mean, can we see the other side from where we were before, or can I notice anything now that I can tie a rope to?
Nope, there is nothing you can tie
Nothing.
up to. This is
Okay.
No marble columns?
very smooth, very just well carved, dark corridor that kind of leads, a person that's been dead to their final resting place.
Wait, I thought you said there were marble columns.
There are, but they're like inset into the wall, and they go to the ceiling.
Gotcha.
Jordy, hey.
Jordy,
So I continue to try to cross.
Jordy,
Yeah,
look
you got-
forward.
Oi, Kaylin, you coming?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oi.
You're not.
I was walking, just very slowly.
Well, I'll go next.
yeah, I mean, you guys all take your chance to get across. Laugh at Kaylin, who's stuck in the hole.
Nope.
Nope.
Or, I mean, Tanis.
Can I just... Nope.
Cyrus, let me get that harness, would you?
No.
Here you go.
I tie the harness to the end of my rope and lower it down. Somebody want to grab my belt loop?
Nope.
We'll pull her up together.
Yeah, I grab your belt loop.
I grab his other belt loop.
Woo! All right, Sigurd, roll a strength check with advantage.
Yeah, do you hear that? There ain't more an advantage.
Taking advantage is more like it.
All ends the same way.
While they're grabbing his belt loop, can I see if he actually is using a belt to hold up his pants?
Yeah, I mean, you get a pretty good look.
Maybe
it's
he just
probably-
has loops.
It's probably not holding up his pants.
Why are you looking at his belt loop?
But,
I mean, it's at her eye level. Right.
Sigurd, I think the dwarf is checking you out. I mean, sorry, the halfling is checking you out.
so it's not necessary to probably keep his pants up, but it probably helps.
Guys, I'm trying to plot some revenge here.
Belt loops are code.
So as they grab his belt loop, I cut his belt.
I got a 16, did I?
Cool. You take a little time, a little straining, but you manage to pull Lady Tanis up out of the 20-foot hole.
Welcome to the living.
Why, thank you. I'm not as graceful as I once was.
I untie and hand the harness back to Cyrus and put my rope back.
Sure.
I'm still holding on to his belt loop, though.
Yeah, cool.
I go up to the door and find out if is it locked or how to open it.
All right.
Eric, is this a prison break situation?
What was that?
I was gonna make that reference, and I was like, no
I
one
said-
will get that joke.
I said, Carrick, is this a prison break situation? Holding my belt loop.
Isn't that the pocket thing? Yeah.
It is.
It is, but close.
I rolled a
Anyway.
5.
Since I've never seen that show, I'm gonna say yes.
Okay. I mean, you look at the door. I mean, it looks like they just kind of swing inward. They don't look locked, or you took a quick glance.
If it doesn't look locked, I push it open.
Okay. So you push the double doors. They open with a slight creak.
Oh.
Whoa, the door opened now.
I just want to make sure you're not seeing anything that you shouldn't.
Guys, we should probably send Bill Murray through first in case there's a ghost.
Because he ain't afraid of him?
He ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Damn right he's not.
All right. So,
Eric, what's on your shirt?
boom, headshot, bro.
Boom, next
Oh,
shot.
I like it.
Boom, next shot
So
only.
yeah, next shots only. That's how I play. So as you get through the door, you are in a large room that's 30 feet by 20 feet. Inside the room are 3 ornate coffins. They
Vampires.
yeah. So propped up against each one of these coffins, these sarcophagi, are skeletons that look like guards. They're clad in just a very rusty plate mail. Along the walls, there's more of these columns that you saw in the hallway, except these ones are designed. So there's 4 in either wall that separates the room in half. Each of these columns do, and on them there are large golden filigreed oak trees that stretch up each one of them, and the sarcophagi are just kind of laid out there with the remains of skeletal guards, and this kind of ornate marbling is still along the floor, along the walls. It looks like, a crypt.
Does it look like anything has been disturbed, or does it look like it's been pretty much that way for a long time?
1 second. It looks like it's been that way for a while. The skeletons, it's hard to say. They are, decayed, but they have rusty armor on. They've been there for some time.
Do I recognize any of the symbols from my time with the Red Brands? The oak tree or anything on the coffins?
He gone.
I think he took a pee break.
Roll an investigation check.
Oh, okay.
Get a charger break.
We're figuring out where Eric went with our investigation check.
Does natural 20s do anything on investigation checks?
Sort of.
Yep.
Okay. So 23 total, but
So
Yeah.
Nat
So
20.
you look. You see the symbols, but nothing really sparks. It just appears that this might be part of the family lore, mythology.
say that one more time. Family what?
Lore, mythology, maybe something they worship, something symbol that's important to them. You're not.
Can I go inspect all the guards?
But I don't know who the family is or anything.
It's the Tressendar family. This is their manor. It does, but what you kind of can see is that it does appear elven in nature. The tree is kind of a sign of life. But other than that, you don't really know.
Do I know anything
Do
about
I recognize any of it?
Oh, sure. The two of you can
What
roll
a terrible natural 20.
You can only know what you know.
intelligence.
I
check.
know, that's what I'm saying. I wasted it.
I got a 20.
Derek?
17.
Cool. So the two of you look, from your history, Carrick, you know that it's the symbol of one of the old ancient elven nations, but you can't remember which one. It's one of the nations that is, was in power and has kind of fallen, gone up and down through the ages. However, Kaylin, you do remember it's the Ilefarn, Illefarn nation.
The what?
Ilefarn.
Ilefarn. Okay.
Ilefarn.
Would me trying to determine the origin of the stonework provide us anything beyond what they've already figured out?
Go for it. All the history check.
15.
Right. You approach the pillars and the work, and you inspect it. It is very old, older perhaps than all of the work up above you in the manor. It appears that this crypt has been here longer. Maybe the manor has been destroyed and since rebuilt, but it is quite old. And the craftsmanship is immaculate. It's very good work. It's not quite to dwarven standards, but it's pretty good.
What do I know about the Ilefarn nation?
You know that they are. They once spread along much of the Sword Coast, which is kind of the area that you're in. It could be that this stonework is not of human hands, but was here before the humans decided to build. It does appear elven, in a way. The craftsmanship and the workmanship is probably beyond.
Sure. What do I know about the nation?
You know very little of the farm. Like I said, they spread through this area. They don't really reside here anymore. That's about it.
Oh.
Are these crypts sealed? Can I inspect them to see?
Yeah. Roll an investigation check.
Natty 1.
Natty 1. Cool. You go sarcophagi to sarcophagi. What you do know is that it looks like there's 2 men and 1 woman buried there, just based on what you see carved on top of them. But other than that, you get close and you're like, yeah, all right, cool.
Well, shall we move on?
Do we see any
Are
exits?
there? Can I look for any doors in the rooms?
You don't want to pop them open and see what's inside?
Not particularly. I see no reason to disturb the dead.
I agree. If it looks like they haven't been disturbed in a good long while, it's doubtful that they hold anything that could be of value to what we're trying to find out at this moment in time.
Also, as you guys look around, what you notice is there are 2 doors. There's a door here and a door here. On the far walls, basically. Carrick, I would have said you kind of went in and investigated, Varian, Carrick, you're in there. You don't want to disturb anything.
Are the doors locked?
I unconsciously gravitate towards one of the doors, the closest door.
I'm going towards the left door to see if it's locked.
Okay. You're going left door this way?
Yeah.
And which door are you gravitating towards, Varian? The same one?
The other one.
The other one? Okay.
Always split them up.
Perfect.
Hasn't done us wrong yet.
Always split the part. Okay, so as you guys are sort of unconsciously drifting towards these doorways, you guys don't notice because you're moving towards the doors. However, the rest of the group notices sort of a creaking sound, the sound of heavy metal, old and rusted, scraping on
Dude, if there's zombie things, I'm out.
as the 3 skeletons that were propped up against the sarcophagi start to glow with a dull blue glow and lift up off the ground.
Fuck.
Can I jump back behind one of the bigger people in the party, whoever's closest to me?
Is there gonna try to run away through the doors?
I mean, let's see. First, let's just have everybody roll for initiative. Yeah, I do.
Same thing as last time.
Hey, Carrick, what's your modifier for initiative?
+2.
Cool, thank you. So, can I get 20 to 25?
22.
Shit. Okay.
Carrick, Pittner wants to know why you're out with zombies but okay with skeletons.
15 to
Because
20.
I don't know if this guy's gonna try to eat me. That just seems
19 for
worse.
Barbarian.
Like, at least when I'm dead, they're not gonna try to, like, eat my corpse.
10
that.
to
You
15.
should never assume.
10 to 15.
10 for Sigurd.
Wait, I had a 17. I wasn't answering the question. It's not my fault.
Okay. Tanis, what'd you, or no, Sigurd.
Sigurd at 10.
I super don't want to be in this fight. I have a 1.
Cool.
Also, I never met a nice zombie.
Clearly, you did not watch, what is the movie? Warm Bodies. You gotta watch Warm Bodies.
Yeah, he was a nice zombie. And
He
they were
was a
all nice
terrible
Warm
zombies.
movie.
bodies.
And the guy
Just
from Hot
saying.
Tub Time Machine was a nice zombie too.
See, I've seen both of those.
Okay. So, Cyrus, you are up.
All right. Well, I'm going to pull out my sword and strike at the guy who I believe is right in front of me. I can't see the map very well.
Yeah, there's a guy right here, pretty much in front
Can
of you.
I just try to, cut off one of his undead limbs while saying, what the hell are these? Can we kill them?
Sure, go for it. Roll an attack.
All right. 20.
20, okay. Yeah, that hits. Roll for damage.
DiMaggio.
8.
8. Okay. You lash out. You strike with your sword. But as you are striking, there's no flesh here to hit. These are just animated bones. So as you strike in the chest area, your blade just kind of freely clacks through and hits some of the ribs, and it just does less damage than you would have expected it to do.
Wait, I said I was slicing at one of the limbs, though, not his.
Okay, sure. So you go for the limb, but same sort of effect. I mean, you hit it, but it's you kind of hit, but there's no real meat for you to get a lot of damage with this weapon. So.
Okay, can I take my cunning action and try to? Would it be? I guess hide behind somebody. would that put me into like moving towards stealth? I'm not really sure. Or would I have to dash?
Dashes just gives you another full movement. Hide would be pretty difficult considering you're in melee combat with an enemy right now.
Okay, so but if I dash away, then he can strike me, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so disengage, is that the proper one then?
Yeah, you can freely break away from combat.
Okay, then I would like to disengage from him.
Okay, so you give a slight feint. He swings and tries to hit you, but he misses high as you kind of duck and roll back to the wall behind you. Varian.
So if I wanted to do just like a melee foot smash or something, like what would I do?
It's basically gonna translate to like a punch, like an unarmed strike.
So what's the damage roll on that?
1d2.
Is there any attack bonus at all?
Your strength.
Okay. You say a D2?
Yep. So D4 rounded, in halves.
Damn it. Okay. Either way, so yeah, I'm just gonna freak out, be like, "What the hell?" and then run up to the face of that second skeleton.
Right here.
Yeah, and then like no, but to the other side, so the wall is at his back, and I'm between him and the wall, and I'm just gonna like put my boot between him and the up against him, and so he pins him up against the wall.
All right. So are you trying to pin him or are you trying to kick him?
I'm trying to just shove him as hard as I can against the wall, with almost like a drop kick,
Sure,
but with 1 foot.
Roll your attack.
Hey.
Does he get a bonus if he yells, "This is Sparta" when he does it?
Yeah, it's pretty much like a Leonidas kick.
Sure.
21.
Yeah, that'll hit. Roll for damage. 1d2 plus strength.
So I rolled a 3 on my D4. Then what does that mean?
That's technically 2, so it's 1. Or no. That's 3, so it's 2.
So it's
So you
2,
get 2.
and then plus my strength.
Yep.
So 4.
4. Okay, and it's bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
So you kind of freak out. You see him, you just kick him right in the chest. And as you do, you get a satisfying just crunch of bones. You feel like you did more damage than you feel like your kick warranted. But you get the satisfying crunch, and now the magic is needing to hold pieces of broken bone together.
Got it.
Kaylin. So Kaylin has some knowledge of magics and stuff, but she still doesn't really know what's going on. She's going to cast Ray of Frost on the one that Cyrus attacked. She reaches back, pulls energy, throws it forward, but the fine ray just skims underneath the rib cage and hits the wall behind the skeleton, missing him slightly. She's going to stay where she's at. Carrot.
Do I have any knowledge at all about what's happening with them and the magic?
I mean, it's some sort of arcane enchantment that's keeping, the bones kind of aloft and intact. There's something to do with this room that's probably keeping them alive.
So would I know? Do I know if it'd be better to try to attack something in the room or to attack them directly? Would I know if there's a power source that's keeping them up?
You could take your turn and try to investigate the room for something. If you did that, you wouldn't be able to attack.
Do I know if I'm asking too much, you can tell me. Would I know if a magic attack or a blunt force attack would work better?
You don't.
Okay. I'm going to investigate through them to see if I can find what is keeping them up.
Okay. Roll an investigation check.
Shoot. 14.
You look around for, an artifact, a rune, something that's keeping these up. You scan the room up, down, along the walls. Nothing seems to be glowing as a source of power in the room. So it's probably somewhere nearby, but somewhere that you can't see. Would you like to move?
Am I pretty much right in front of that one that's closest to me?
Yeah, you're really close. Well, yeah, you're in melee range with it.
I'll just take a couple steps back. That way in case he comes at me, I might have more time to react.
You will get an attack of opportunity on you if you move away.
Oh, no, then I'm good.
Okay, cool. Sigurd.
I can't tell people what I investigated, can I?
Yeah, you can. You can use your bonus action and kind of quickly tell people what's up.
Okay. So guys, I just investigated them. I think there's something keeping them going. Some sort of arcane power keeping them going, but I don't see anything visible in the room. So it might be inside something that we can't see.
All right, Sigurd.
Ditto, how many skeletons are there?
3.
And how many sarcophagi are there?
So hence, yeah, maybe in the coffins.
I'd like to take my warhammer and two-handed swing straight down on the top of one. They're made out of stone, correct?
Yes. You can probably get to here and smash through this one. The skeleton's in your way to get to this one here, but you can move straight across the room.
Yeah, I'd like to try to walk over there and just two-handed smash my warhammer down on the top of it.
All right. Roll. Let's say roll an attack.
Okay. What the with the modifier for the warhammer?
Yeah, with the modifier for the warhammer. With advantage.
Shit. I'll take the first one. 22.
Yeah, 22 hits. Roll for damage. What's the damage on the warhammer?
Bludgeoning?
Yeah, but what how much?
Oh, 1d8 plus 2.
Yeah, do a d10. You're swinging it with 2 hands. I'll allow it.
Spaceship. Unfortunate. 4.
4. Okay, you bring your hammer high, and it really pains you to do this. These sarcophagi are beautiful, and they've been carved with, a likeness of probably whoever's inside the coffin. But you do it anyways. You bring your hammer down right on the face of the, because that's basically all you can see is just the face of this on this top of the sarcophagi. And you smash it down. As you do, you see cracks ripple across the top. It does not give way, but it does crack, weakening it.
Can I... Would it be possible to, as a bonus action, throw my hammer towards Varian? My stonemason's hammer, not my warhammer?
No. That's in your pack. You wouldn't
It's
be able
in
to.
my pack?
Yeah.
All right, I'm just going to yell, guys, I think it's got something to do with the sarcophagi.
All right. The skeletons are up.
Didn't you say earlier that the gold on them or whatever it was kind of glowing?
No.
That's glowing.
The bones are glowing a dull blue. The holding the skeletons up. So this one's going to move over the spot that you just attacked. on the sarcophagi. He's now on top of the sarcophagi, and he's going to take a swing at you, Sigurd. He has a short sword. But from where he's at, he kind of swings, just a slow swing. He's a little sluggish, and you manage to just dodge out of the way of the swing. The other one moves towards you, Carrick, and he swings his short sword in your direction. I have a 16 against AC.
That hits.
Okay. So the swing comes through, catching you across the chest, slicing through your robes a bit, deals 5 points of piercing damage. And then Varian, the one that you attacked, that you kicked into the wall, brings himself back upright, stabs his short sword forward at you. Yeah, that hits. 23 against AC.
Yep.
His short sword comes and just stabs through high in the shoulder. It doesn't catch bone or anything. It just cuts the top of your shoulder and deals 5 points of piercing damage to you.
Okay.
Hiatus, what are you doing?
Where am I exactly? Okay. How far? Because I don't have anything to hit the sarcophagus with. How far is the dude that's closest to the door that I'm near? How far is he from the hole that I fell in?
20 feet-ish.
I don't know that I could push him that far.
Just home run, swing him into the hole.
Well, if it's in the room and that's what's holding them together, push them into the hole, or get them in the hole and then they can try and attack all they want. They'll just be in the hole. All right, I am going to move towards the dude I was just referencing.
Yep.
And I am going to stand sort of in front of him, like I think, is that Varian? Somebody else is standing in front of him as well.
Yeah, Varian is.
Stand next to Varian, and I'm going to try and swing at him with my great axe, but I'm going to turn it so that it hits him with the side, not the sharp end.
Yeah.
Like a bat.
The blade.
So make your attack with disadvantage.
That's unfortunate.
Not really how it's meant to be swung, but you can do it.
Damn. 8.
8. Okay.
Wait. Do I still add this? Yes. Oh, so wait, no, I lied. 13.
13. Okay. So with the curve of the haft, it is kind of awkward to swing it on its side, but you still manage to kind of swing it through the air, and you smash it into the shoulder of the skeleton. You hear a nice resounding crack. Roll for damage.
4.
4?
Yeah.
Okay, you do get a nice resounding crack as it strikes, and now the bones in the shoulder joint and the upper arm are now cracked and broken. You see the dim blue light flash for a second as the bones try to scatter apart from the force, and then they slowly come back together and hold together.
Did we determine anything from Sigurd's turn with him opening up the crypt? I can't remember.
I mean, he smashed the top, but he didn't get it open.
Okay.
I'm going to yell at the end of my turn and just say, hey, while Sigurd's trying to get into the sarcophagus, maybe try and get them to the hole in the ground.
All right. That brings us to the top of the order. Cyrus. What are you doing?
What are the sarcophagi made out of?
Stone.
Oh, crap. Well, that changes my plan. And none of them are open at all.
None of them are open. They're all closed, but don't really appear to be sealed.
Okay, can I... If I yell something to Sigurd, can he talk back to me on this turn?
Yeah, he can use his reaction to talk back to you.
Okay, Sigurd, I have a crowbar. Would that help?
After hitting the sarcophagi, I don't think we need to break through. You might be able to just move the lid. Try it.
All right, well, I don't think I'm strong enough, but I am going to try taking my crowbar to the lid and see if I can pry it open.
Okay.
Oh, the one I'm standing nearest.
Yep,
Hey,
sure.
you know what they say, desperate times, mom in a minivan or whatever.
What?
Yep, sure.
Off the minivan or...
Just making shit
The
up.
adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
So as you put your, what are you holding up?
My crowbar.
Bar.
Sweet
Yeah.
ass
The
crowbar.
minivan the mom's driving.
Use, roll your strength with your proficiency bonus.
Okay.
I think.
Wait, so my strength is -1 and my proficiency bonus is +2. So does that mean I'm +1?
+1. Does it say you gain advantage?
Using a crowbar grants advantage to strength checks where the crowbar can be applied.
Never mind. Roll with advantage.
Roll with advantage?
Yeah, not. You still get -1.
Natural 20.
Cool.
Minus
That's
1.
good. So you wedge the crowbar quickly, apply all your weight to it. As you do, the lid lifts, and then Sigurd put the crack through it. It actually breaks. So the portion, you've got about 1.5 foot of sarcophagi breaks off and falls to the floor. Inside, you can see a skeleton in decayed clothing that would have been nice at the time. It is a musty, nasty kind of smell that kind of fills the air as you crack this open. And yeah, that's what you see before you. Just the head is all you can see, and kind of some of the top of the torso of a decayed skeleton with some flesh still there and just rotten, decayed clothes.
Okay, my cunning action says I can only use this to take a dash, disengage, or hide, so I can't throw something into the coffin, correct?
Oh, what are you trying to throw in there?
I wanted to dump some oil so I could light it on fire.
I mean, you can use your bonus action to do that. I'll allow that.
Okay, so then I want to do that.
Okay, so you take some of your lantern oil and you dump it in there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Varian, what are you doing?
So I have carpenter's tools. Do we know what's in what those? Is there anything that's useful in carpenter tools to get through steel?
You're gonna have to, if you want your carpenter's tools, it's gonna take you a full action to get them out of your pack.
Okay.
But your carpenter's tools, I mean, you've got screwdrivers, hammer, mallet, pencil, ruler, handsaw, T-square, nail,
Okay, so nothing.
screws.
Yeah. This corner of the esophagus is right angle. Does it look slidable? Like, can they be pushed? Do we?
I mean, maybe, but right now you've got a skeleton that's on top of it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Fuck.
I have nothing to really do. Fuck it. I'm just gonna put my foot back through the skeleton again.
Alright, roll your attack.
Yeah.
At first you don't succeed. 14 plus 16.
That does hit. Roll for damage.
Sparta this time, Jeff.
Oh yeah, fucking D4 thing. So 4 again.
All right. So this time you kind of gotten the feel for it. You locate your target again. You strike out with your heel. You smash into the skeleton's chest, and this time it caves in. And as it does, the magic that's holding him up can't keep him together. The ribs come apart, smash against the wall, and the skeleton's bone just fall disorganized to the ground.
What a pro.
Just yell, "This is Sparta!"
The best.
Kaylin.
What kind of attack is effective against them? I know this
You
one.
don't know.
Oh, but you were saying that I did know it.
I mean, you know that.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you kind of know it's not. You're seeing kind of some evidence that bladed weapons aren't as effective.
Okay. I'm gonna try using my necrotic frog
Okay,
and see what happens.
sure.
Damn.
So you pull out your frog.
It's just 1d10 damage.
I slowly cover my nuts just in case when I see that come out.
Against the dex saving throw.
Give me a second. There.
The dex saving throw. Against 14.
Against the frog's DC. Takes that damage.
I'm gonna do the one in front of Carrot.
Okay. So you're shooting past the one in front of you? Or,
Well, there's not. Yeah, but yeah.
okay. So, dex saving throw. Dex is bad. Okay, yeah, full damage. Roll your d10.
It's just
You just throwing the frog at him?
9.
9. No, so as you hold out the frog and you say the power word, you stroke the back of the frog, the eyes light up and a beam of dark black energy flows from the frog, striking the skeleton. Now, all the other attacks that you've seen hit these skeletons have cracked bones and caused, it to kind of come apart and come back together. This just hits the magic barrier around it, and you can see the shimmer get dimmer and dimmer and dimmer. It doesn't go away, but it definitely it definitely deals quite a. So you expend a charge on the frog. So I did change how this works. So you're gonna have to roll an intelligence check against the frog.
Pretty sure I'm more intelligent than you. 8.
8.
I might not be.
So you are not more intelligent than the DC 14 of the frog. You lose 1 first level spell slot.
Ooh. Like, it's just as if I had cast something.
As if you had cast something.
Okay. Can I still use the frog?
Yes. Still use the frog.
Even if I'm full on spells?
What? Even if you're out of spell slots? Yeah.
Okay.
You gonna move?
Nope.
Cool. Carrot. Can't copy your sister this time.
Pull your frog.
Which one did she dim?
She's the frog.
I know, but what skeleton did she hit?
The one in front of
The
you.
one in front of you, she's trying to protect you.
I know it's been weakened.
Yeah, the glow that's holding the bones together is significantly dimmer.
I have a good way to attack besides just.
Cast a fireball.
in a tiny room. Best plan.
He's resistant.
Yeah, I take fire damage right now. Light myself on fire and hug him.
I'll allow it.
If I use the cantrip, that still counts as my entire turn, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Can you come up here real quick, Jordy? Come here. Oh, what's a good puppy? What's a good puppy? Have a kiss. Oh, you little bud.
If I, because I've seen it work and I know he's weakened, if I just go for the blunt force attack of just kicking him in the chest,
Yeah, sure, go for it.
what would I roll?
It's D20 plus your strength to hit.
Okay.
You are not proficient in unarmed strikes, so you don't get proficiency. And then if you hit, it's a 1d2 plus your strength. Roll a d4.
A 1d2.
Roll a d4 and half it.
Jeez. So at most, even if I land it, I'm gonna hit him for 1 or 2.
Plus your strength.
It's 0.
Yep.
Well, why not? Oh, that's a 2, so that's probably not gonna hit.
All right. So you, are you punching or kicking?
Kick in.
All right. So you saw a very. You're pretty sure you got this. You send a huge kick, but you kind of lose your balance on the way and just miss completely. And you're kind of like doing the splits for a second, but you recover. Sigurd.
Well, how bad does the one that Kalen messed up look to me?
I mean, like I said, it's hard for you to tell. You can tell that the magic kind of holding him together is weakened, but you're not sure by how much. The one in front of you, it's got some cracked bones in its shoulder region. But this isn't really something that you have a lot of experience fighting, so you're not sure.
And the one in front of Arian is
completely
the light's
scattered.
gone.
The light is gone. It is scattered across the floor.
Right.
I consulted the bones and
Yeah.
rolled them around the floor.
I'd like to cast. Well, I guess it doesn't matter which way I do it, but I'll do it the way that looks more badass. I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame on the remains inside the sarcophagus covered in oil right next to me.
Okay.
Or I can use my tinderbox if you'd prefer that. But
I like the way you did it.
yeah, I thought so.
Roll. It's against a dex saving throw, right?
Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, God.
There we go.
Are you back, Annie? Are you good?
Yeah,
I'm back.
Cool.
you got it.
It wouldn't let me add back in.
Gotcha. So the sarcophagi can't really move, so you're just going to hit it. So you pull down some heavenly flame. It hits the oil and erupts the sarcophagi in front of you. I'm going to have Sigurd and Cyrus roll dexterity saving throws as the oil just explodes in fire.
That's a 5.
Plus you.
That's 16.
Cool. Okay, so the sarcophagi erupts in flame. How much damage does your Sacred Flame normally do?
1d8.
Oof. All right, so it erupts in flame. The skeleton on top, just from the force of the explosion, is just blown apart and scattered across the room. Sigurd, you take 3 points of fire damage as some of the oil kind of blasts out and hits you and burns you a little bit. Cyrus, you manage to kind of dive roll out of the way. The oil just goes right over the top of you and doesn't hit you.
So, what you said the skeleton got blown away, but is it still in one piece?
No. I mean, like, bones are scattered.
Oh, like blown away. Yeah.
No light. It's
okay. I'd like to use it. What?
I was just gonna ask if the fire seemed to do anything, like is the glow gone and stuff?
The glow on the skeleton is gone. But you're not sure if that's just because it took a lot of damage or if it, if the sarcophagus had any effect. But the inside of the sarcophagus is definitely on fire now. It is the skeleton's turn, so...
Wait.
So,
I'd like to use my bonus action to cast Shield of Faith on Kaylin.
Kaylin, back here?
Sorry, Carrick.
Sure. Okay. Remind me what the spell does?
Shimmering field appears and surrounds a creature of your choice within range, granting it a +2 bonus to AC for the duration. It's a concentration spell, up to 10 minutes, and it's range 60 feet.
Cool. All right, so you cast that on Carrick. So, Carrick, you're standing there, and you feel, a small shield start to form around you, around your robes, as you see Sigurd looking over to and kind of holding his hand out to you. And as this field starts to come around you, you see the skeleton in front of you raise his sword and stab it at you. I have a 16 against AC.
That hits.
All right, so you notice as he's swinging forward, he hits the shield that's around you, and it slowly opens up in parts. And the sword does come through, dealing 7 points of piercing damage as the blade sinks 2 inches into your shoulder.
Can I cast shield at this time?
Shield. Is that a reaction?
I have to look it up and see. I think it might be because it says it happens when I take damage. So let me double check. I gotta bring up my spells.
What's it called, Zach?
Yeah, it's
Shield.
So it's a reaction, yeah. So normally you just cast that like when he's attacking you, but I'll allow you to do it right now.
Oh, okay.
But like I said, it's fine. So you're gonna
I
cast.
don't remember how that works for next time.
Yeah. So I mean, you've got a small shield about you. You see him go to stab you, and you quickly touch your hand to your chest, and a small magic shield bursts and covers your chest area. As it does, the sword comes through. It pierces through that kind of shimmery shield that Sigurd gave you, but then stops bluntly on your dark purple shield that you put around yourself. You take no damage.
Thanks, Eric.
What do you got?
Was that me?
No, Tannis.
Oh. All I heard was that it's...
Sure.
I am where? I'm over here. Yeah. I guess I am going to run over and do the same thing. Yeah, that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Roll your attack with disadvantage.
Always.
You're trying to paddle the dude.
Hey.
This isn't a frat initiation.
No judgments.
Wow. Get wrecked, Scully.
18.
18 does hit. Roll for damage.
What do I roll?
That's good.
Oh.
Yeah. Plus your modifier.
Plus that?
Yeah.
12.
Sure, yeah, that does it. So it's still kind of unwieldy, but you've had a little practice at it now, and so you bring it kind of along the side. It hits in the rib cage, and as it kind of pins the arm to the rib cage, the arm breaks, the bones in the arm, the elbow joint, the ribs just crack. And as it does, the magic barrier that's already been dimmed and weakened flares out, and the bones are just thrown across and off the sarcophagus and against the far wall.
Woohoo!
All of the skeletons are dead.
Yay!
Woo, we did it.
Can we look inside one of these other sarcophagus, these guys that are not on fire?
Does that fire need to be put out before just, I don't know, fills the room with smoke?
Yeah, I'm gonna head over to the sarcophagi that is in front of the pink dude. Is that Varian? And I want to see if I can pry that one open since the other one's still aflame.
Sure.
Like, is it possible for me to cast Prestidigitation to put that fire out, or is that too big of one?
No, yeah, you can put it out with Prestidigitation.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Only if you pronounce it correctly.
Prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation. It's like Digimon Digination. I just gotta remember that.
But that's not how. That's not how you pronounce it. It's not how you pronounce it.
That's what Eric just said.
Yeah, he was saying it wrong.
I'm gonna go help Kaylin with my crowbar on the other one that's not open.
Sure.
Thank
So
you.
you guys managed to just get over there, and so you guys walk over to this one, pry it open. You put out the flame. You two walk over here, pop this one open. You walk over to this one and pop it open. And you guys see much the same thing. You open them up. There are some skeletal remains in there. If you'd like, you can investigate, see if there's anything unusual, interesting.
Yep.
Right?
I would like to investigate that.
So both of you go for it.
21.
14.
Cool. So both of you, you notice. Both of you notice. So in each one, on the right ring finger of each of these skeletons is a ring. It is silver in color. It has it's a signet ring designed for wax seals. It has the same symbol you saw on the pillars. It is a tree with spreading branches near the top. It looks fairly valuable.
Go ahead.
I'm taking it.
Yeah, so am I.
All right, so both of you take the ring. Both of you add platinum signet ring to your inventory.
Is there anything left in the one that was on fire?
Roll an investigation check.
Nobody's found anything so far that looks like the power of the skeletons.
Mm-mm. Unless it's in these rings.
17.
My gosh, it could be earth,
It could even be a boat.
fire, water.
I also would like to, after picking up the ring, I would like to very cautiously put it on, like Frodo putting on the One Ring, and just see if it does anything magical.
And planet.
Okay.
That's where I was going with that.
No more.
I couldn't think of it.
I'll just let you hurt yourself.
Carrick, you search in the sarcophagus and you find a silver-colored ring on the right ring finger of the skeleton. And Cyrus, you slowly put on the ring. It is a little large for your finger, but that's fine. You managed to find that it fits on your thumb rather well. You place it on your thumb, and nothing happens.
I'm
gonna take it off and put it back in my pack then.
Cool.
I'm taking my ring and putting it in my pack.
All right, you have a platinum signet ring.
I'd like to send these guys to their. I don't want the skeletons to come back. I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame on the 2 bodies that aren't burnt.
Okay.
As I see him about to do that, I'm going to run towards the opposite wall as quickly as my little feet can carry me, so he doesn't try to blow us up again.
Everybody back up a little bit. I feel like these bodies are doing something.
You cast Sacred Flame. The flame hits the bodies and just slowly lights the inside of the sarcophagus on fire on both of them.
Let's grab the bones and maybe put them in one of the sarcophagi and close it back up. Or dump them down the hole, or do something with them.
It's a very deep hole, or so I hear.
Is there any other doors in this room?
There are 2 doors.
Oh yeah, at the end, right? Oh yeah, I already checked that.
You're kind of getting the sense that the guard system was triggered by your proximity to the doors.
I go
in
the proximity again.
Sarcophagi.
All right. So you move towards the proximity. You see, as you get close to the door, there is a faint blue light on the bones, but nothing happens. The bones are too far scattered for them to form anything.
The pile of bones that I'm near, I think that was the one who fell into a pile of bones. Does he still have an intact arm or at least hand or something?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, I would like to pick it up and slowly creep behind Sigurd and reach the hand onto his shoulder and caress the side of his cheek.
Roll a stealth check, and Sigurd roll perception.
Get wrecked. I'm gonna get a 5. I did not.
14.
I got 12.
All right. So, Sigurd, you're kind of still in the process of doing your sacred flames, pulling down the fire, and kind of paying your respects to the dead. And,
Is that considered paying respect?
Yeah, sure. Paying respects, trying to keep them dead, not alive. And you feel
It's sacred flame, Kaylin, not just flame.
You feel a bony hand on your cheek, and it drags across and pulls towards your neck.
I shriek like the smallest of little boys you've ever heard in your entire life, and go dive into the sarcophagus that isn't on fire.
What does that sound like?
I don't know that I can make that noise right now because I've had a lot of eating.
All right, so the bony hand caresses your face, and you just dive in. You hear just as you crush all of the bones that were inside the sarcophagus.
Hey Sigurd, is there anything else in those sarcophagi?
While you're in there.
Yeah. I'm just shaking at this point and just unresponsive.
I'm gonna put the hand down before he can look out and see that it was me, and just kind of walk away slowly.
Sure. What are you guys doing?
I open the door.
No, I'm gonna start picking up some of the bones and following my plan, and start dumping them into one of the sarcophagi.
Sarcophagi?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you
Probably the one with Sigurd in it.
pick up a pile of bones and just dump them on Sigurd.
All right, now I'm pissed off. I fling the bones out in random directions. I'm not even looking. I'm just mad.
You just throw the bones off of you. They go everywhere. A femur hits you in the chest.
I'm just gonna sigh and start picking them back up again. I'll put them in a different one.
I'll take a look around while I'm climbing back out now that I've regained my composure.
Sure. What are you looking for?
Anything else in this room that seems amiss?
Okay.
It doesn't seem like it. Well, because I'm in the one away from the doors. Because that was the one that was originally on fire, right?
Yep.
Can I check to see if it. Can I look at the wall, like in the corner where I'm at, to see if it looks like there's something wrong with it or anything hidden there?
Sure.
And I'm gonna head to that left door and check to see if it's unlocked.
Which one?
The left door, the one on to the east.
Here.
Yeah.
All right. Roll your investigation. Here.
Uh, 19.
It's a pretty well carved and marbled corner.
Do I have all the bones in one of them?
You've collected, some are cracked and scattered in small pieces. You've got most of the large pieces in the
Okay.
in here.
Can someone help me close this?
I'll help.
I'm checking out the door, so.
So roll your investigation check. The two of you managed to get the lid and back on. You notice as you're putting the lid back on, all the bones are slowly creeping towards each other, very slowly, and kind of reforming.
Definitely a good call.
Or a bad call putting them close together.
But as long as they're under this heavy lid.
Super skeleton.
What was your investigation?
15.
Cool. The door is not locked.
Can I check it for any more booby traps before I open it?
Sure, roll another investigation check.
Specifically that one that had the fire thing that blew me up before.
Sure.
18.
You check the door for traps and hidden keyholes and stuff. You don't find anything.
All right, I'm gonna pull out my sword and then slowly open the door.
Ditto, when they put the lid on, does that put out... Is Sacred Flame ethereal in nature, or would the lack of oxygen put the flame out?
The flame is going to go out.
Okay.
Come back years from now, they're still just burning.
Why? I don't know.
It's just stoked fire.
Fire skeletons?
All right, so what you see is a hallway.
What's through the door on the right?
I'm gonna carefully
You see
enter
a
the hall.
15-foot long hallway. There is a torch burning on the far wall, 15 feet away. It's just 4 or 5 feet wide hallway, 15 feet deep. There does appear to be a door on the far end of the hallway to the right.
Okay, I'm gonna go down and check that door.
All right, what do you want to check it for?
Wait, I can't really see very well. So the space up above the hallway, there's nothing there on the grid?
Here?
Up farther. Or I guess back towards you more.
Yeah, there's a wall right here.
Okay, so that's just, there's this little three square entrance
Yep.
and then the door. That's it.
Yep, that's all you see.
Okay, so I'm gonna check the door, the same thing as before. So I'm gonna check to see if it's locked and also check it for booby traps.
All right, so first roll an investigation check to see if it's locked.
14.
All right, it is in fact locked.
Okay, so before I go to pick it, I'm checking for traps. And 16.
16. All right, the door is not trapped as far as you can tell.
All right, then I'm going to use my lock picking skills and try to pick it open.
Roll a sleight of hand check.
20.
20. All right. So you get out your lock picks. You sit down to the door. Give it a couple tries. It's a bit harder than most locks you've encountered so far. You suspect that someone's put a pretty good lock here. It's a few tumblers, a few. You got to really work it, but you get a nice little click as it opens, and you spin the lock. And you open it up, and what you see in front of you is a fairly sizable room for what it is. It's about 15 by 15 feet, maybe a little smaller. Armory. So what you see are racks of weapons on the walls. You see things such as spears, swords, crossbows, red cloaks with hoods hang on the walls as well from like a coat rack. It looks like a pretty well stocked armory.
Okay, I would like to check to see if there's any hand crossbows for me to take, and also if there's any arrows for me to take. And I also am going to call out to everybody, guys, there's an armory here. We can restock.
So take roll an investigation check.
Did anyone try to open the other door in this room with all the tombs?
Oh, yeah, no.
8.
8. Okay, you don't have an exact count. You're more concerned with getting everyone over here to kind of see what's going on. But you do see, like I said, spears, short swords, long swords, what appears to be light crossbows, and some quivers with bolts.
I'm gonna follow her in there since she said there's.
Me too.
Sure.
As they're coming my way, even though I took a general count, I am going to say, guys, if you see any hand crossbows, let me know. Want to get my hands on one of those.
Yeah, I'm going to try to see if that other door is locked.
It isn't locked.
And you said the quivers had
It
bolts,
is?
not
It
arrows
is
in it?
not.
Yes, they have bolts for crossbows, not for bows.
There's no stabs.
I already checked it. Carrick. It's not.
I'm gonna
Oh,
take
it's-
the light crossbow.
It's not locked.
Okay, you now have a light crossbow.
And some,
And you take a quiver containing 20 bolts. Now, I will tell you, we're not playing with weight restrictions right now, but, we'll kind of go over that next session. So no one's going to be able to just be like, I take all the stuff, because you're not going to be able to carry it.
Should we
My
take some of
question
those
is,
cloaks?
if I take a long sword to replace my short sword, does that change my damage at all?
All right, this will be the last thing we do because people are going to have a lot of questions on what certain weapons do. So yes, there will be changes. So
Then I'll wait until next time then.
light crossbow.
light crossbow. Okay. Do you have a light crossbow? It is a dexterity-based weapon. You have proficiency, correct?
Yes.
Right. So it's going to be your accuracy is going to be your dexterity plus your proficiency modifier.
Okay.
Your damage is 1d8. Dexterity.
It's piercing.
Piercing damage, yes. It has a range of 80 short and 320 long. It is two-handed and it requires you to load between shots.
Just loading a whole nother action.
It is not an action. It's basically you do it at the end of your. So if there were an instance where you would have 2 attacks during your turn, you couldn't use both of them to fire.
Because
it,
you have.
because you have to load.
But there's no. I mean, like I can use them consecutive turns in a row
Yes,
without.
yes. At the end of your turn, you reload it.
Okay.
Anybody else? Oh, longsword. A longsword is a strength-based weapon. So you would not be able to use it to sneak attack if you wanted to use it.
Okay, so my proficiencies. Okay, I'm just noticing this right now. So my proficiencies are in hand crossbows.
Yep.
So I'm not actually proficient in my short bow that I currently have, nor would I be proficient in a light crossbow if I took one.
You are proficient in simple weapons, and a light crossbow is a simple weapon.
Okay, and what would that change from the light crossbow to the short bow, or would I be able to carry both of them?
You can carry both of them, but you would have to say which one you have out.
Yeah.
Light crossbow for
I
you.
thought simple weapons were like clubs and stuff.
Club, dagger, great club, hand axe, javelin, light hammer, mace, quarterstaff, spear. Simple weapons.
So not a crossbow.
Also, light crossbows and short bows. Hand crossbows are considered martial weapons. Anyway, the light crossbow, it would be the difference would be the damage is 1d8 plus your dexterity. It has the same range, 80, 320. It is loading with two hands. So, I mean, you would, instead of 1d6, it'd be 1d8 damage.
What's the attack bonus on it? Is it still +5?
+5, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to take that in a quiver. And how many bolts is in the quiver?
20 bolts in the quiver.
Okay.
Anybody else trying to get a weapon?
Can I do a check to see if any of the weapons seem to have a magic aura coming off them?
Sure. Roll a Arcana check.
8.
All right, so you kind of run your hands over the weapons, kind of trying to get a sense of magic off of any of them. You do a quick sweep of the room, but you don't find anything that really sticks out as magical.
Are there hand axes in here?
Looking around, you see spears, short swords, long swords, light crossbows, and quivers. That's it.
That's everything. So when you read that, that's everything in the room.
That's everything in the room that you can see. There's quite a few of each of these things, except there's not that many long swords. There's only a couple of those.
Do you think these extra red cloaks would come in handy later in this thing, guys?
I think each of you should take one.
Is a longsword a simple or a martial weapon?
It's a martial weapon.
Is a short sword a simple or a martial weapon?
Short sword is also a martial weapon.
Yeah, I agree with Varian. I think we should all take a cloak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there enough
You
cloaks
guys-
for all of us?
Yo, what's up?
You said the light crossbow was a 1d8 plus my dexterity. Is that just piercing damage?
Yes, it is piercing damage.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's going to be 1d8 plus 3 for you. So what are you guys doing? You just taking them or are you putting them on?
Put them on.
I'll put mine on.
Why not?
Cool.
It can go over our armor, right?
Yeah. They're travel cloaks, so they can go over your armor.
Yep.
Uh,
Put 'em on. I'm feeling really red today.
Sigurd, you will have to take off sort of your travel cloak that has your colors on it to put on the red band cloak though.
All right. Just this once.
Yeah, I know.
Does it go with my shoes?
Not really.
Fuckers. It's the last time I help any of you assholes.
But you're kind of colorblind, so it doesn't really matter.
Only in darkness. Are we?
Anyway,
I'm gonna grab a light crossbow.
cool. So you have a light crossbow. Same thing that I was telling your sister.
Wait. You said a spear is a simple weapon?
The spear is a simple weapon.
Is that a throwing spear or a jabbing spear?
A bit of both.
Can I get a weight on that?
They weigh about 3 pounds apiece.
You said
How many are-
this is all we're doing, right? This is it. This is it.
Yeah, that's gonna be it.
And you said we all get, we're getting 20 arrows in our quivers?
20 bolts. Yes.
20 bolts.
Let me get a spear, I guess.
Cool.
Why not?
You have a spear. A spear can be used one-handed. And deals. It basically has the exact same stats as your hand axe. Other than the fact that it deals piercing instead of slashing. And it has the versatile trait, so you can use it with two hands to deal 1d8 damage.
Eric, you said there's long swords in there, but no long bows.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm assuming we'll get XP from our stuff too.
Yes. You guys
Is it the same attack bonus, Ricky?
Yeah, same attack bonus. It's
And can it be thrown like legitimately, or is that me trying to do something crazy?
No, you can throw it.
Same range as a hand axe?
Yep, 2060.
Didn't you hear? This is Sparta. You can throw spears then.
Yep.
How long is it? Just out of curiosity, it doesn't have any kind of reach, does it?
It does not. It is not considered a pole arm.
I was not up to Sparta standards. I did the splits and came back from it though.
Are we considering this a short rest while we pick through all the weapons and?
Would you guys like to take a short rest in the armory?
I don't think I don't think we would. We just went through like 2 rooms and that's pretty much it.
I mean, you guys.
We did have 2 encounters though.
2 small encounters, but yeah, it's up to you guys. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you guys. I mean, this door does lock, so you could close the door, lock it, kind of get some rest if you wanted to.
Yeah, 7 minutes in heaven with all of us.
What does that do if we do that?
Well, you lock the door and then you have 7 minutes.
What is
It allows you to
short
use a hit die to regain
Short
health,
rest allows you to use hit dice.
And
and
free
the wizards would gain a spell slot back.
The only reason I suggested is because I got 8 falling damage. So
Such a klutz, you know.
Sure, let's do it.
Let's short rest.
All right, so everybody short rest. While you rest, you guys also gain 92 experience apiece.
92.
92.
We get 1 spell slot back, don't we, sis?
Yes. Which is the main reason I wanted to short rest.
92.
92.
Yeah, I'm doing this math without a calculator. Suck it.
yeah, I did.
Before we do that though, can I just ask, was there any food or anything in there, or is it just weapons and armor?
It is just normally. There's
Huh.
actually no
Oh, now he was not making fun of me now for grabbing all that food back when I found it.
Oh, whatever, you're just hoarding your rutabagas. Calm down.
No, I gave those away. I got potatoes.
He's Irish. He's an Irish elf.
Are we supposed to eat some rations every time we rest?
Not every time. I mean, it's basically, I consider it's like a third at breakfast, lunch, and then dinner. And if you eat 2 of those throughout a day, that's going to count as 1 ration. If you eat all 3, it's still only 1 ration.
So how many rations, I guess, should I have gone through since we started? Because I don't think I've been marking like anything off.
It's because we keep
Two.
preparing food.
Oh yeah, you guys ate the horses.
We actually like made food. That's why you're not using up rations.
You're not using rations because people have been making food.
Oh, we ate at
pretty
the end.
regularly.
At the end.
Okay.
You're probably all right actually.
If
Okay.
we're short resting, do we heal, and if so, how much?
You really hit that.
You may roll a hit die, but it'll take away one of your hit dice for the day.
I mean, I have to.
It's hit die plus Constitution modifier.
Yep.
So you'd roll, what is it? 1d10
1d10
plus 2, and that's how much health you would get back.
I mean, it seems worth it considering I'm down to 7.
I mean, you're not doing so hot. Probably not a bad idea.
Okay.
Shit's probably gonna get rough later on.
Okay, I'm also using a hit dice.
Okay.
There you go.
And I'm back up to full health at 14, just for the record.
Cool.
And so I had 2 hit dice. I don't get that 1 back when we long rest, right? I'm down to 1 now.
When you long rest, you get half of your level in hit dice back.
I can't hear you over Ty.
Yeah. You get half of your level rounded up of hit dice back when you long rest. So all of you are level 2 right now, so you get 1 hit die back when you long rest. So if you were to use both of them today,
Okay.
long rest, you'd be up to 1 for the next day.
I got you.
Can we go at max? We can only have 2 hit dice, so like we couldn't not use them and then get 1 at the end and go up to 3.
No,
Until
you can
we get more.
max out at your level.
Okay, so
Sorry. Use one for the mark down.
Correct. You have 1 left, and you added back whatever health you've got.
Got back exactly. Lost, which is
I used a hit die.
Cool.
I might as well use 1.
That's okay.
I'm gonna use the hit die.
Cool.
Do you need to know what we're at, Eric, with that health wise?
No.
I'll want kind of like a rough. So what's everybody about? You know, I guess what's everybody at?
I'm full.
Total?
I healed up 5 points and I'm at full now.
Are most people sitting around full health?
I'm at like 3/4. I took a lot of fire damage this round.
I healed back.
Yeah, you did. You decided to try to blow yourself up. You drank some pretty potent alcohol.
Hi.
Cool. Well, I had a lot of fun, guys. Hopefully you did too. Jeff, you wanna?
I'm like 3/4 health.
What was that, Eric?
I will not be fire resistant when we wake up, will I?
No, you will not. I said, do you want to see us out? And then if we want to continue talking off stream, we can.
Yeah. All right,
You
guys.
don't have that alcohol still, do you, Matt? Sigurd, Dick.
Go ahead, Jeff.
No, answer his question. It needs to be answered.
Yes, I have another bottle, but I don't believe it's been aged long enough to have the same potency yet, so I'm gonna hold on to it for a while.
Is the other one just sitting back in the winery?
No, it's in my bag.
Oh, okay.
All right, so that's about it for us now, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us in chat. We've got a few new followers this time, so really appreciate it. If you haven't followed yet, please throw a follow onto the channel. You get notified every time we come back on live to stream. We are back after our 1-month hiatus, so hopefully we'll go strong from here on out for at least a few weeks. Next week, it's looking like we're gonna move to Tuesday though instead of Monday. Probably approximately the same time, about 7 p.m. Central. You can also follow us on our Facebook, which is Starting Equipment on Facebook. That's where we're going to be posting most of our updates for this live stream, which also coincides with our D&D podcast, which we might be starting back up here soon as well, since we're all back from vacays and things like that. So again, thanks for hanging out. Hope you had a good time, and we will see you next week.
Later.